Yo, peace, peace. Hey, put 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me fine. Put 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me fine. What up, everybody? It's been a minute since I came on live. So let me get a confirmation. Let me know you can hear me and see me. Let me get a few more. Make sure I'm good. Appreciate that. Bryant, Siren, Young King, peace, peace, y'all, peace. Okay, I'm good. I'm assuming we good, y'all. All right. Like I said, it's been a minute since I came on here and chopped it up with y'all, so I want to make sure I come up on while I felt like it. All right, we good, y'all. Don't need any more confirmations. The way we're gonna do this thing, man, I want you to put a question mark before your question. And normally I just go through and answer everything, you know what I mean? But depending on the nature of the question, if it's something that's like more personal or I don't think it's going to benefit more people, I'm probably just going to overlook it. So make sure to put question mark before your question. If I feel like that I want to answer it based on it applying to more than just you, or it's not, you know, for lack of better words, weird, you know what I mean, has nothing to do with anything, then more than likely I will answer it. But make sure to put question mark before your question. Also, as always, everything I do on YouTube is sponsored by l9shop.com. Like, we don't ask for donations or anything like that. Unless you want to, you can put a super chat. I believe that was popping off last time I was on. But we don't ask for donations or anything like that. If you want to support my work, just go to l9shop.com, el9shop.com. Also, if you want to work with me, want exclusive content, go to spiritualaccelerator.com. Read all the information. If it resonates, then you can join or whatever. But just like I said, I want to come on here and chop it up with y'all, man. Nothing more than that. Let me see. Yes, the moon does bring about emotions. This is applicable to more than one person. Cried a lot today, but each time it turned into laughter. Does the moon bring in emotions we try to ignore? Yeah, the moon would definitely trigger your emotions. The moon deals with the water. The moon, like if you think about it, the moon is connected with the water. You feel me? In astrology, the Cancer is a water sign, is ruled by the moon. So whenever the moon is in a certain location, it could trigger certain emotions. Whenever it's a full moon, it can trigger a certain emotion. So definitely the moon can have an effect on your emotional well-being. If you look at it, tears of joy and tears of sadness is kind of like the same thing. You feel me? That's why you can cry based on feeling a certain way, like your energy's turned up, you're happy or whatever, and tears can come out. What they call that? Tears of joy. You can also cry based on some sadness, or if you're feeling low in the dumps. So just because you're laughing, that can just all be tears of joy or whatever. So definitely it has a part to play. Let me go ahead and get all the way in full view. There we go. All right. Okay, want to know if it's possible to be destined for someone who is low vibrational. I don't really get the question, but you can, you know what I'm saying? You can be tied to any person. The way this thing works is we have a certain amount of destiny and fate. A lot of people, especially spiritual people, want to be like, man, it's all free will, you know, but if you really evaluate certain events in your life, you were bound to go through it. You know what I mean? I've met people on my path that I was bound to meet. I've been in places on my path that I was bound to be. I've had experiences that were bound to happen. There was literally nothing I could do about it. My free will allowed me to navigate, may have delayed things or whatever, but there's a certain amount of things that's going to happen in your life. There are certain people that are going to be in your life. So definitely, it doesn't matter if they're quote unquote low vibrational. So yeah, it's definitely destined to meet certain people for sure. All right, remember to put question before your question. If you don't put question, I'm just going to go through it. Because a lot of people put greetings, hello, and all that stuff or whatever, which is fine, but I'm just going to get some questions, and I got to see a question mark before I get it cracking. You feel me? Once again, if you coming through, put question before your question, yo. What up? What up, Pickett? Peace, God. Peace to everybody, yo. What we got, like 100 something people on here, so y'all definitely came through. That's why if I'm going to go live, I'm gonna come on YouTube. I got what 40-something thousand subscribers, so I know if I come on here, it's gonna be, the numbers are definitely gonna be up. I've been active on Instagram, but Instagram ain't there yet for me to go live. You know what I'm saying? To pop up, like, especially when I do it on sporadic. I literally thought about going live and posted it. You know what I mean? It wasn't premeditated or whatever. You feel me? All right. Does the moon heighten your spiritual gifts? Because I've noticed I am seeing and hearing things more during full and new moon phases. You may have your moon conjuncted in a particular placement in your chart. That's where astrology is a beneficial tool. But you personally may have the moon triggered in a specific location in your chart. It might be triggered in the 12th house, or it might be a conjunction where it's influenced by the 12th house. I'm not answering any number questions. I made videos dealing with the numbers. To be honest, like, people don't really want to know my take on numbers. I think a lot of times humans look into things a little bit too much, for real, for real. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, then you have to find out what the number means for you. Always recommend, this is the only thing I'm answering about sequence and numbers, seeing these repeating numbers. Now, if there's something you really feel like that the numbers are giving you a message, you can meditate on the numbers as far as just thinking about it while focusing or doing some scrying. Look up my video called How to Candle Scry. Or you can write the number down on a piece of paper or a parchment paper and place it under your pillow. But numbers, for the most part, what I've noticed with the numbers, they were more like a wake-up call. Like when I was waking up into spirituality, waking up to metaphysics, it was like a wake-up call. And what I noticed was the more work I did, the more I went deeper within myself, the more I've worked on mastering myself, I started to see the numbers less. Now, the way numbers work with me is I may have a download or a thought, then look at the clock, and it's one of my favorite numbers or a repeating number. Like one of my favorite numbers is 9/11. Or, you know what I'm saying, or the number 11, period. So I can have a thought or a download, then look at the clock, and this sort of serves as a confirmation. But where a lot of people are going about it, if this ain't you, pay me no mind, you feel me? But where a lot of people go about it is, they're like, their mind is already preoccupied with, I'm going to see 11/11. I'm going to see 333. If you're already training yourself to see those numbers, then of course you're going to see it, you know? But what I've noticed, for the most part, it is a wake-up call for most people. But once you wake up, what the hell are you doing? If you're waiting around for the next 11/11 just to go around, but like, oh, I'm special, I see 11/11 all day, then what benefit is that doing? Once again, if it doesn't apply to you, pay me no mind. But that's just my thoughts on that. When you burn ancestor money and it doesn't burn green, does that mean the ancestors didn't get it? I personally, I don't know who came about saying that the ancestor money should burn a particular color. I know I've had a lot of people say that our ancestor money has beautiful hues and different colors or whatever. The way I do altar work, I don't look deep like that. Long as you do the process, long as you're addressing who you want the money to go to, long as you're burning it at your altar, it's going to get to where it's supposed to go. The confirmation of the colors, I do not subscribe to that. But once again, if that's how you rock and that's how you get down, then, you know what I mean? Do you, boo-boo. But as far as my take, I don't deal with it like that. Okay, remember to put question before your question. Can you explain how illness can take hold of low vibrational spirits? All right, this sounds a lot more personal, so I'm not going to be able to go in on that. But just know that there are certain beings that can cause illness within the human body. You know, I could safely say that on camera, but it sounds more personal, so I'm not going to be able to go deep into that. Remember to put question before your question, y'all. It'll help me filter through all of this stuff. Well, we got 150 some people and a lot of comments and correspondences. So please put question. Is it okay to communicate with a trickster god? It depends on your energy. Some people, like a lot of humans, are scared of certain energies. But if you have a calling or yearning to speak to any kind of entity or being, then I would follow your spirit. Great question. Do we create gods and give consciousness to them, or are they conscious already outside of our focus? That's an excellent question. That's a very astute question as well. I9 Music. The deities have already been created, if you would. The way it was described to me and the way it resonates with me is the universal prime creator, the one, created different beings in order to put different things into the universe. And so that's why there's a god of the wind, a god of rain, a god of agriculture, god of childbirth, or whatever. They're just extensions of the universal prime creator. So look at the almighty creator as the boss, you know what I mean, head honcho, and look at deities, angels, and everything as their workers. That's a pretty good analogy or whatever. So these beings were already created. What man did, you know what I'm saying, was start to label and personify the different deities into they personified them using human characteristics, because it's difficult to explain energy. Like you could say there's an energy behind the wind, but then what humans did was called an energy behind the wind Oya, and she looks like this, and she likes this, and her favorite offerings is this. Not to say that they didn't receive a transmission, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that humans came up with the way they look, because energy doesn't have a physical look, especially like a human or whatever. That's man's interpretation of the energy. Right now, I can say there's an energy of YouTube, and I can draw a being that represents YouTube and then tell y'all, well, this being, his name is YouTubula. You feel me? And he takes offerings on Wednesday. You feed him grapes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's humans labeling the energies, but the energies have already been set forth. They had nothing to do with humanity. Now, what I believe you're speaking about as far as creating deities, yes, you very much can create your own deities. They're called thought-formed entities. Thought-formed entities. This isn't something I'm just speaking out my butt about. I've actually created my own different entities or whatever. So this is something you can definitely do. I'm not going to go deep into that. There's I'll give you a reference if I can think of it. There's a book called Magical Entities, I believe, by Scott Cunningham. Do not quote me on that. And there's also a book, I want to say, from Damon Brand, talking about how to create entities or how to create different energies or whatever. Entities, yeah. So those are two references, but yeah, for them, yes, you can definitely create your own beings, yo. What are my thoughts on lucid dreaming? To be honest, that's when most humans have dreams, they're just having things happen to them. They're just experiencing subconscious scrambles, or they're just continuing on what's going on in the earthly reality. That's why you'll notice that a lot of your dreams, they kind of like follow what you're going through on earth. The whole thing about dreaming is when you get to lucid dreams, then you can start to have your own types of dreams. So if you want to go to a different planet, you can go to a different planet. If you want to go visit someone, you can go visit someone. But you have to be lucid in order to do that. If you're just going to sleep, well, what many people call falling asleep, then you're just going to succumb. You're going to just be succumb to any kind of dreams that your higher self, your subconscious wants you to have. But if you transition to sleep and actively working on becoming lucid in your dreams, then you'll be able to dictate what kind of dreams you have. So that's my brief thoughts on lucid dreaming. Why all of a sudden so-called conscious folks had developed a fear of death and made it to made it the God. I'm not sure what that means. Is the ancestor altar only for those who have passed that you met and or knew? Ancestor altar is for your ancestors, those who have came before you. The way I do it though, you know what I'm saying? Like you can put yourself on the altar. You can put living people on the altar. You can put friends, people that you may have known on the altar. So I'm one of those, what you call freestyle spiritualists. I don't follow any set rules, any set doctrine. The people that's telling you your altar needs to be done this way, you need to wash your, take a shower, wear white, to go around your altar 20 times before. I mean, that's how they do it. You feel me? But I don't practice altar work that way. The way I do altar work is very simple. I believe in programming your altar, giving form of thanks for the things that you want, giving a food offering, primarily the most important thing. If you want to burn ancestor money, then that's a bonus. But a lot of people think that you have to burn ancestor money at the altar. I would tell you, if you ask me what's more important, give food or burn ancestor money, I would tell you to give food every day of the week. And I sell ancestor money or Joel's paper. So what's that telling you? A lot of people are making you rely on them and make you feel a certain way for doing your altar work and saying that it's right to do it this way and wrong to do it this way. Anybody that tells me I'm doing something wrong, I would run far away from them, especially if they're asking for money. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts on that. Take it for what it's worth. Appreciate that, great goodness goddess. All right, hold on. It went dumb fast, yo. God, dog. Hey man, when I say I'm gonna come here and answer some questions, y'all come through and have a lot of questions, yo. I'm going back up because okay, I already said I couldn't answer that. I don't know what the hell that means. How do you process grief and remain in high vibrations? How do you process grief and remain in high vibrations? Excuse me. I mean, if you're asking me in particular, I don't think it's fair for me to answer that because I don't deal with grief and sadness and a lot of things that humans deal with. And that's based on self-work. I would say for most people, you have to find out, why are you grieving? You have to find out, is there, and this is a very applicable something you can do, because I don't want to get just theoretical with that or whatever. Ask yourself, is there something I can do about it? Whatever you're grieving, whatever you're upset about, ask yourself, is there something I can do about it? If the answer is no, then if you're grieving or being sad, then that's a choice that you're making. And I don't care what it is. I really don't. It could be illnesses with your children. It can be literally whatever. If there's nothing you can do about it and you choose to be sad, low vibratory, that's a choice that you're making. But if you ask yourself, is there anything I can do about it? And the answer is yes, then you simply start to work on it. Some things you can eradicate within a day. Some things take a lifetime. But as long as you're working on it or towards it, then you're doing something about it. So that would be my answer for that, to make it general for everyone. No, my family is not from South Carolina. As far as I know, someone is making their own ancestor money. I personally, I'm indifferent to that, to be honest, about making your own ancestor money. But something is in your spirit telling you to make it. I know one of the big knocks were people saying that they wanted African looking people in the ancestor money, and I believe that's what kind of money they made. So if that resonates with you, support the individuals that made it and make your own. Like a lot of times you have to give yourself permission to do things. Like you don't need to ask me something like that. You can make your own whatever. But it's, as far as me, I'm indifferent to it. I personally wouldn't. Okay, that's personal. I personally wouldn't let any being enter my body. You know, that's just my take on it. I wouldn't let any being enter my body. Oh, and that's an incomplete question. Can you write a spirit who recently passed? I don't get that. Is eating meat wrong? Um, this is another one that's personal. Me personally, I go through spurts where I don't consume meat. I go through spurts where I do eat meat. I haven't eaten pork in probably like 20 years. But as far as like, you know, chicken, turkey, even beef or lamb, gyros, deer meat, like I eat meat, but there will be times where I don't eat meat. I just listen to my body. So is eating meat wrong? I personally don't think it's wrong per se. I do believe that we overconsume meat, which it can go into the category of wrong. If you follow me, you know I'm not big on right or wrong. That's the right way, that's the wrong way. But just looking at it from a number standpoint, I would say probably fish is something that is safe to eat because they reproduce a lot. You feel me? Like fish, they reproduce themselves a lot. A lot of other animals, I believe the way we treat them is kind of inhumane, if you would. But is eating meat wrong in general? I don't believe so from my standpoint. But certain cultures only use meat for seasonings. It just depends on where you grew up at. But I would say if I had to choose one way or the other, our makeup is not for heavy consumption of meat. I can safely say that. You know what I mean? The way our intestines are, the way our teeth are formed, just the way we process meat. I would say it's probably been more beneficial for you not to eat meat, at least not so much, than to eat meat. But it's going to be person to person how you have to deal with that. This is good. This is a good question. Best tip on how to best protect ourselves during this universal shift. Um, you really have to get in tune. In my opinion, you really have to get in tune with your higher self. You know what I'm saying? Your higher self will give you every instruction that you need. It would tell you to stop eating meat. It would tell you to meditate more. It'll tell you to take a spiritual bath. It'll tell you to go outside and connect with nature. We have become disconnected from our higher self and from nature. I personally believe one of the things that's going on now is forcing people to go deep within themselves, you know? So my answer to that, because it's going to look different for everyone. It's going to look different for everyone. But my answer to that is to really tap into yourself. Why do you think I'm explicitly talking about self-God realization and self-mastery? Haven't made a video on altars, haven't made a video about anything else for a while because I'm challenging you to become your own master and guru and perfect yourself. Expand your consciousness, optimize your body as much as possible, and evolve your soul. The more you do that, the more you'll be able to listen to yourself and you don't have to rely on humans to instruct you. If you don't work on yourself, you'll always be a slave to other people. Other people will always have the right to tell you what to do because you need help. We need more people in this reality who are self-sufficient, self-sustained, and sovereign and knows what the hell they're doing. That would be my answer to that. How do you know if your altar is active? Put an apple on your altar. Put an apple on your altar and place the apple somewhere else. Get the same apple from the same store, purchase at the same time. Put one on your altar and put one somewhere else. If the one on your altar lasts longer, then you know your altar is pretty charged up. Hey, remember, put question mark. What up, Caesar? Usually when you see dead relatives in your dream, that's just them reaching out to you. What are some business ideas for spiritual healers? Just start open up your business. It depends on what your healing modality is. Right now, with most humans staying in a crib, it's going to be hard to open up a physical shop. You feel me? But you have to just, I mean, it really depends on what your modality is. If you're a Reiki healer, then you can open up shop, you know what I mean, promote yourself and do all that good stuff. So I don't want to answer it kind of vague, but that's one kind of difficult to answer. How do you know when source is speaking to you during meditation? Your thoughts will be different. And you can use the word source, your higher self, the ancestor. I'm just going to use all that interchangeably. Saying that it's just spirit. You will know because it'll be an intuitive thought. It won't be like your regular thought. And the way you know you're having intuitive thought is your thoughts are just going. You're just having regular thoughts. I'm going to the store. Oh, I'm about to have this for dinner. Then you have a thought that just comes out of nowhere. Change your diet. Meditate longer. You know what I mean? Go deeper. Breathe deeper. Those thoughts that come out of rhythm are usually thoughts from spirit. Call it source and call it whatever you want to. But you'll know because there's an inner knowing. That's what I'm saying. The more you work on yourself, the more you'll say, okay, that's my ego. You know what I mean? That's my higher self. You'll be able to pinpoint it. What's a good person to read about? I don't get that. What up, collective creators? I have a metallic chalice full of water on my ancestor and deity altar. Shall I switch to glass? I don't see why not. I don't see why you can't use your chalice. I would just use if you don't have a cauldron, just get a fireproof pot. You know what I mean? One that you boil water in. Just get that and use that to burn ancestor money in. Sometimes you won't know, Veronica. The best thing to do is, like, if you already know the ancestors that you are dealing with and you know what they like already, then start to deal with that. But usually they'll come to you in a dream, or you'll just have an inner feeling when an ancestor is connecting with you. Or answer that. Yes, you can write your recently transitioned mother a letter, and I will put it on the altar. How do I know which deity is compatible with me and which is not? Deity Linkage manual. That's not a shameless plug. That book is the truth, yo. And if you're on Amazon Kindle, you can read it for free. Kindle Unlimited or something like that, you can read it for free. Yeah, you can take ancestor offerings to the gravesite. That's why do you think people put things on the grave, yo? They're giving an offering. They might not call it that, but they're just giving an offering. Appreciate that super chat too. I haven't got down on if you put a question with it. Remember to put question or question mark before your question. Your ancestor altar get hacked by unwanted negative energies? Interesting question. As long as you're addressing the altar the proper way, as long as you have the items that are aligned to your ancestors, then that's like you calling a wrong. It's like you calling somebody and somebody else, and you're calling somebody else. If you know your person's number is 555-1212, when you call that number, nobody else is going to intercept that phone call. You feel me? So putting the right things on your altar, meaning that you have your ancestors' pictures, you have their names, you have things that resonate with them, then no other being is going to intercept it, quote unquote. Collective creators, first off, you know, my heart goes out to you if you're working with people that truly have the virus, the so-called coronavirus or whatever. My suggestion would be not to work with them unless you have to. If you have to, like, you wear the gloves, the mask, you know, do everything that you feel in your heart and what people are recommending. But ultimately, as long as your immune system is optimal, like eating as much alkaline foods as possible, look up herbs that help with your immune system, like elderberry, I believe eucalyptus, don't quote me, but look up herbs that work with the immune system, drink plenty water, exercise. You know, you just want to optimize yourself as best as possible. You know, when I found out all this was going on, you know, I started running, jogging, and it happened like non-GMO, straight organic. I was just at the park, started walking, then I started jogging. Then I went the next day and started jogging. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I found out that jogging is good for your immune system. So you just want to work on optimizing. Whoa. Okay, with you mentioning books besides your own, what books would you recommend to someone starting on their spiritual path? Depends on what you're interested in. The book that helped me see, you know, beyond this 3D reality was Your Immortal Body of Light by Dr. Mitchell Gibson. Excellent book. Excellent book. That I had experience when I was young, so I was already open to the non-physical reality, if you would. But that book, coming from someone, excuse me, who is a trained physician, a clinical doctor, excuse me, describing his experiences, it just blew my mind, especially one that looked like me. You feel me? So I would recommend Your Immortal Body of Light by Mitchell Gibson. Another book that I liked when I was early on the path was Anatomy of Spirit by Caroline Mays. But there's so many books, man. So many books. How to Eat to Live by by Elijah Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. African Holistic Health by Dr. Layla Africa. Peace and blessings be upon him. So many books, man. Question: what does it mean when you wake up with scratches and bumps on your body? More than likely, you had an encounter with a spiritual being. Look at the movie. No, I don't want to reference that movie. Yeah, usually you had a experience with a different being. You know, without speaking to you personally, it's hard to really ascertain if it was something quote unquote negative. But usually that there's certain beings that want to feed off your energy. You know what I'm saying? I'd be lying to you about this. You know what I mean? If I didn't keep it real with you, man. There's beings that want to feed off your energy. Not saying that happened to you, but it could possibly be a being that was trying to feed off your energy. Once again, the more you work on yourself, raising your vibration, it makes it very difficult for lower entities to deal with you because your light is so bright. Imagine you being full of light, and how can a being come to you, especially a quote unquote dark being, a low vibratory being? How can it come to you, attach to you, or deal with you if you're vibrating on a certain level? If you vibrate on a certain level, humans can't be around you. That's why you lose friends and family once you get deep on a conscious path. Once you get deeper within your self-mastery, you'll lose people. So as within, so without, as above, so below. You'll also lose different energies. They won't be able to deal with you because your vibration is at a certain level. All right, a few more, y'all. A few more. I don't get that question. No, I don't know anybody with COVID-19. I know people who know people that had it. You know what I'm saying? But I personally think, and this is my personal opinion, I think people are getting misdiagnosed. Yeah, I'll just put it like that. My thoughts on suicide. It's the easy way out. Suicide is the easy way out, and you can't kill yourself from yourself. You're going to have to deal with yourself. Just because you off yourself, you know what I mean? I don't mean that to be insensitive, but just because you commit suicide in this lifetime doesn't mean you're not going to have to answer to yourself in another life and also in the afterlife. So you think it's an easy way out, but it really isn't. You're still going to have to deal with your issues, whatever you were leaving in this reality. I'll just put it like that. What are efficient ways to sharpen your intuition? I've been recommending these 3 herbs forever: mugwort, Kalia Zakatachichi, and blue lotus flower. We sell them on l9shop.com. I'm sure you can get them other places. Smoke it, mix it up, smoke it or drink it before you meditate and go to sleep. Meditate as much as possible. Scry as much as possible. Alkaline foods, water, but meditation, scrying, drinking those herbs, that's gonna put you where you need to go. But it's a consistent thing. That's how you work on your intuition. And also, I like to, especially early on, I played the mad intuitive games. So when a phone rings, guess who's going to call? Driving in a whip on the street, guessing like what the numbers of the license plate is going to add up to. You know, start to challenge yourself, start to use your intuition. It's a muscle. So you have to exercise it or whatever. All right. I appreciate that super chat as well. Oh, what up, Chris? Peace, God. I didn't see the other super chat. I don't know if they had a question. I don't want to be. Okay, there we go. My bad. Hey, yo, my bad. Mental hack. Appreciate the super chat. Can you make an audio book on self-mastery? Oh man, I don't think I have no intention on making an audio book, period. I have the next book is Alter Magic Manual. I'm actually about to put that out for pre-orders very shortly. I actually got the listing up on the l9shop.com, but I haven't made it live or whatever. But I was thinking about, there's a few books I want to do. Self-mastery is definitely one. Self-mastery manual is definitely one. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it an audio book. I may need to. It might be a message, you know what I mean? By you sending that, it may be a message. All right, and what's the other super chat? And I'm sorry for not being able to answer all these questions, y'all. Like, God, dog, it's a lot of questions, yo. But I want to definitely get the super chats. All right. Hello, thank you for your response. Do you know anything on Dragon magic? Thoughts on pendulum use? Never heard of Dragon magic. Y'all got overstand, man. It's 2020. Like, cats be making up stuff. I'm not saying this person made up something dealing with that, but a lot of people are making up stuff, renaming things that's already been in existence. So it's a lot of stuff. And as one who don't follow trends and don't follow anybody in particular, don't read, you know what I mean, trying to get new information, whatever. Once you get to a certain level of overstanding, you just want to go deeper within yourself. I can't stress it enough how I don't watch YouTube videos trying to find new lecturers and teachers and just follow anybody. You need to follow. I recommend you follow yourself, but you have to build up a certain level of spiritual maturity, a certain level of light, where you're not faking it till you make it. You are who you say you are. You feel it in your energy. You know that you're growing. You know that you're your own master and guru. Not saying that you are a master and guru, but you know you're your master and guru. And once you do that, you just go deeper within yourself. And the spirit would tell you exactly what you need to hear. It sounds boring and cliche. I keep saying the same thing, but it's real. You feel me? Go deeper within yourself and your spirit will guide you. You all have a particular purpose. You all have a mission. Once you start to do that, you help people, then the universe helps you. But for me to explain it, it's just very boring and simple. And it's hard work. That's why most people don't do it. It's easier for you to go seek out a teacher and just pick their brain and ask them 20 million questions. It's easier for you to go to Amazon and pick up a book and just read that book and be like, oh man, that's some good knowledge. That's some good information right there. You feel me? It's harder to work on yourself, to not only learn your life lessons, but apply what you learn from your life lessons. It's harder to do that. That's why most people don't do it. You feel me? But once you do it, the payoff is way more beneficial because you don't feel like you need anybody. I can say this with full confidence and with the lowest amount of ego. I don't need anybody to guide me. And I felt like that for a very long time. But it took me talking to the person that I felt needed to guide me to tell me, no, you're close to being where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? And when you have your mentor, your master teacher, your guru tell you, you're close to being self-reliant for the most part. That gives you a little more confidence. But I felt this way for a long time, not needing to follow anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I do my best to tell people, if you've been following me for 5-6 years, I'm doing you a disservice. Unless it's just for entertainment, because I want to challenge you to be the best you as possible. And you're only going to do that once you work on yourself. Cannot stress that enough, yo. This might be a boring answer, but that's what it is. Thoughts on pendulum use. I made a video how to use a pendulum. Since you did do a super chat, I don't want to be inconsiderate. A pendulum is only connected with your subconscious mind. People may tell you that there's a being connected to it, that the universe is connected to it, but from my take, it's your subconscious mind. So yes, you can get answers just like you can get answers from your subconscious mind, but it's a tool like any tool. Once you develop a strong intuition, you don't need a tool. It's the same with tarot cards, oracle cards, astrology, numerology. It's the same with all that stuff. They're just tools. If you go back to Mind Right Radio, I used to do readings where I needed a person's address or person's name and birth date. And then I did a reading mixing Chinese astrology and numerology. Fast forward now, even though when I do consultations, I get a person's name, pull their birth chart up, pull their numerology chart up. I do that. I just go through the motions. But when I speak to that person, I'm connecting to their energy and things are revealed to me that I don't need a tool. I don't need the cards. I don't need their birth date. I don't need their name. All I need is their energy. You feel me? So a pendulum is like any tool. Once you use that tool and you get what you can from it and you graduate beyond that tool, then you leave the tools in the tool shed, if you would. But a pendulum is a good practice tool for developing your intuition and getting answers from your subconscious mind. All right. Hope that answers your question. All right. I seen another super chat too. I'm prioritizing super chat, so I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm almost about to wrap it up. That's not for people to do that though. Don't think that's a ploy to get you the super chat. You ain't got a super chat, nothing. How do you feel about what we are going through with COVID-19? I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. It's a sign of the times, yo. It's a couple. I mean, there's many things I could speak about it, but let me take a sip of water. It's a sign at a time. So if you think about it, we have been practicing social distance for a minute. I'm 43 years old. You know, when I was younger, we didn't have the internet. If you wanted to talk to somebody, you had to either talk to them or you had to be with them in the flesh. But now there's people that only form of communication is text. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. This is not a judgment of morals and all that bull crap. I'm just saying what it is. We communicate through text now. And to be honest, that's my favorite way of communicating. Me being naturally not a people person, not really I want to be around people all the time. I'd rather, text anyway. But we have been texting to the point where people are going out to restaurants and you see them texting back and forth, or they're on their phone. So we have been distant for a minute. So now what the universe is doing is make you be distant based on some thing that they call COVID-19. You feel me? So this is a occult representation of what we already been practicing. People are more distant and disconnected as it is. Also, I do believe there's a certain fraction of humanity that is looking to capitalize off this situation. One of the things that was revealed to me, I documented on this YouTube, because I haven't documented it, is virtual reality is about to be huge. Virtual reality is about to be huge. I know when virtual reality first came about that people were exploring it, that one of the movies, Ex Machina, perfect example, movie Ex Machina, showed how someone was having a relationship with a cyber being, if you would. And I know the show Black Mirror talks about virtual reality, but they're kind of giving you a heads up to how things are going to be. I personally do not think our reality will be the same, to the point where they may start having incubators at restaurants where you have to walk into a cube and have dinner with whoever you feel safe with. I believe this reality is going to be different, but I do believe there's a certain fraction of the population, call them what you want, who are going to capitalize off this. Do I believe that the virus is real? I believe, a lot of things are real, but do I believe it is what they, quote unquote, are saying it is? No, I do not believe that. Do I believe that 5G has more of a detrimental effect on our health? You're goddamn right I do. Do I believe that radiation has more of a detrimental effect on us? You goddamn right I do. Do I believe that if something's going to happen to you, it's going to happen to you and there's nothing you can do about it? Yes, indeed. Do I believe if there's something that's not going to deal with you or can't touch you, that it won't touch you? Then it won't. Me personally, I'm in these streets hard body every day. And for the record, I need something essential every day. That's why I'm out, And I know yesterday it's starting to look more and more bleak and grim. You know what I'm saying? Like it's starting to look more and more bleak and grim. But I don't walk out with a mask, gloves, or anything. I do wash my hands, but I was doing that already. You feel me? So that's just a little bit of my take on that without going too much more. I'm pretty sure you can read between the lines. All right. All right, couple more, y'all. Couple more. All right, this is a question about the accelerator. Spiritualaccelerator.com. Is your accelerator class mostly self-paced reading? The modules, I release a module once a month that's self-paced. Whenever we have a webcast, we have 3 of them. If you review the webcast, like our meditation, that's self-paced. But if you come live, it's in real time. The members have the benefit, or not the benefit of dealing with me 3 times a month, where we get on live, I'm on webcast, and we can interact 3 times a month at least. We're interacting. We have member-to-member readings where members practice reading on each other using intuition, tarot. We have a medium, shout out to Jazz. Just people practicing reading. Once a month, we have a group meditation where I have a different subject or different type of meditation that I'll lead the group. And also we have a Q&A every month. And each webcast, I also chop it up with them. So it's self-paced and it's also in real time. It's honestly, man, I do my best not to sell it, but we got members from all over. I've been doing it for over 2 years. And I mean, it's right now the biggest membership. If the numbers are at the biggest that they have been, it just continues to grow. And we have people just evolving. I'm literally see people go from neophyte to having a certain level of mastery. And it's very humbling. You know what I'm saying? But I do my best not to sell it because it's for whoever it's for. But I do put it out there because it's a safe haven. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many spots where you have a leader like myself who don't make people follow them. If you know my energy, I'm not big on follow me, do as I say. I'm big on facilitating, setting things up, and having people work with each other and help each other. It's a beautiful thing. That's how we get down. Question: why don't you take a break? I've taken many breaks since I've been public. You don't know me very well. I would take a break in a heartbeat. There was times I didn't make YouTube video for like 6 months. If I don't feel like making a video, I'm not gonna make a video. If I don't feel like making a post, I'm not gonna make a post. I listen to my spirit. I don't care about fame, notoriety, money, all this stuff that most humans are moved by. I can care less about. You feel me? I would if my YouTube channel wasn't growing, I wouldn't be on here and there'd be no problems. You feel me? Like I take breaks whenever I need to. So I think that's what that question means. I'm not sure. They're not related to you. They're not an ancestor, but doesn't mean that they aren't connected with you. Any ancestor that you didn't resonate with or you feel that is harmful to you, then I wouldn't include them on the altar. But me personally, I look at it like this. Even if a relative didn't vibe with me well, you know what I'm saying, and they transition, if I'm the only one putting money on their books in the form of ancestor money or burning money and giving them offerings, then they ain't gonna bite the hand that feed them. You feel me? If you got somebody locked up right now and you sending them, you know what I mean, you corresponding with them, you accepting their calls, press 9, you put money on their books, you think they don't get out of the jail and be mad at you? They'll be like, man, he the only cat that looked out for me. You feel me? So I don't view it like that. Question: will you ever have a live conference? I'm not sure what that means. I was going to do a live event, which I still am. If you're on my email list, you already know what it is. But I was going to do a live event in Cincinnati in May, and I'm glad I didn't put it out. I even had like somebody already prepaid for it. You know what I mean? I sent the money back to them. You feel me? But I'm going to do a live event. I miss doing the retreat, but I'm not doing a retreat anymore. But I did it 3 years in a row, sold out every single year. And I do miss that live interaction, you know what I mean, with the fam. Once again, I'm not too much of a people person. I feel that most humans got weird and funny energy. I'm just going to keep it real, you know what I mean? Most humans are weird, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really deal with too many humans, but I still miss that interaction in the flesh or whatever. So I'm definitely gonna do some live events if that's what you're saying. What up, Josh? Josh NC. Is it safe to work with deities before connecting with your ancestors? I would say work with your ancestors first and then work with deities. How do we get on the email list? That's something else I don't promote. Like, you just gotta find it. You just gotta find it. Go to SLEMyers.com And what can you click on? See, I don't even know where to send you to. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Go to SLEMyers.com. What beliefs do you carry that may be holding you back? I don't know. Question, do you light candle in your altars daily? Yes, before giving an offering. What beliefs do you carry that may be holding? I really don't have too many beliefs, so you can stop asking that question. I either know or don't know. I don't really believe too much. Okay. All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right there, y'all. It's been like an hour. Remember, L9shop.com, EL9shop.com. We are still fully operating. As long as the post office is running, we're good. We do have one supplier who is not doing anything. Is one of our biggest suppliers actually, but everything we're damn near fully stocked. You feel me? We got mad stuff in the store, a lot of stuff that we restocked up on. But to be honest, y'all been coming through a hard body during this COVID thing. So we're gonna continue, doing what we do. My partner, son Sarah, is out making great, great. Her turnaround is ridiculous. I don't ship. I don't answer the phone at this point. I told you I was answering the phone and people were it's like, it's you, and acting like it wouldn't let me off the phone. So we got a lot of stuff in, but my partner Sarah is really she's the one. She's been getting these orders out sometimes same day, next day, 2 days later, so definitely appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Motivite we get it literally from Czechoslovakia. We get our Motivite from this source. So it's en route, but the way the tracking works, and I don't know, it just, whenever it's here, we'll have it posted on there. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of people support the website, and it's mad number. It's very humbling. So we appreciate that. That's why I always recommend, if you want to support my workings, you ain't got to donate. You ain't got to do none of that stuff. Just go to L9shop.com. We carry most of the stuff that you're copying anyway. So you might as well copy it for somebody that looks like you, somebody that you've been getting information from. You know what I'm saying? And we do our business right too. So, oh yeah, that's it. I said I was about to be done. So until next time, y'all, peace.